Okay, so let's move on to the last but not least speakers of today. Is a two-man show, I would say, and is in the life cycle assessment. I mean, is very easy. And when you speak about supply chain, one of the cornerstone is certainly the supply chain is the cornerstone for sustainability. So we have a clear example here from the textile world. I mean, one of the first to adopt the Detox 2020 with Greenpeace, and certainly an example. Yeah, they are certainly an example of those things are carried out. We have spoke about sustainability. We have spoke about the Arctic and the impact of industries in the Arctic, and thank you very much for the example you are giving us.
Good evening to everybody. We represent one of the, well, actually the second most pollutant economy or industry in the world, which actually is textile. Is the second because the first one is oil, and definitely we are part of what is the evil part of the world, the consumer. But at the end, we are part of the system, and we have to be aware that the system itself keeps the entire society standing and living as it is. I would like to briefly present the company just to contextualize who we are and why we are here to present it, that at the end, just tiny and little step done by, well, small companies, because at the end we are a small company, even if in Italy we are one of the largest in this segment of fashion, and association like Tessile and Salute can do together in order to start changing the entire industry of our nation.
The Canepa Group is a world leader in high-end silk manufacture, a position augmented by its production of supreme quality textiles made from other natural fibers such as cashmere, wool, cotton, linen and hemp. The process of weaving, finishing and producing the finished garment is entirely carried out in Italy. In fact, we can proudly say that Canepa products are 100% made in Italy. The Canepa Group was founded in 1966, but its roots in the silk industry go back to 1930 with the Canepa family's entry into the Serica Lombarda company, which was in turn the product of technical know-how and creative skills of a business which had been present in the Como province since the beginning of the 20th century. The group is overseen by Elisabetta Canepa and run by the Canepa and Saibene families. 2015 saw earnings of over 107 million euros with an EBITDA of 11%. The company has a global presence and has commercial relations with the biggest international retail, sportswear and luxury brands. In terms of finished garments, annually over 1 million jacquard printed and tricot ties and 700,000 scarves are produced, as well as 300,000 swim and non-swim articles made by the beachwear division. Also, the women's and men's ready-to-wear fabrics division are one of the reference points of Made in Italy for the big international designers with whom Canepa works in a continuous research and experimentation on the variety of fibers, exploring new solutions that quickly enable to obtain innovative stylistic effects with the guarantee of always excellent results. The group has around 800 employees, 25% of whom are creative technicians that are able to make more than 25,000 original designs every year. The company annually produces around 3 million linear meters of jacquard fabric, both single color and printed, traditional and inkjet, on over 160 proprietary looms and printing presses, ensuring superior quality through its cutting-edge technology. This guarantees the production and service capacity to create designs and products on demand with excellent time to market. A library of over 15,000 antique volumes with designs for clothes and accessories also offers unique inspiration due to the registration of numerous ecological and industrial patents, establishing as first mover in the international scale. Canepa is particularly concerned about the future and the protection of the planet, in the belief that less pollution is a duty of all that goes handed down to future generations. On that note, Canepa, through the Research and Development Department, Canepa Evolution, has created the Save the Water Ketotex project, which through the use of non-toxic, biocompatible and biodegradable natural materials obtained from chitinous matter found in the exoskeletons of arthropods, allows the reduction of water and energy consumption by 95% and enables the significant elimination of pollutants. CNR Bielia certification. In line with its commitment to sustainable fashion, Canepa was the first textile business worldwide to endorse the Greenpeace Detox commitment for a transparent fashion supply chain free of toxic chemicals. Canepa is set apart not only by the quality, creativity and eco-sustainability of its fabrics, but also by the reliability of its commercial and industrial relationships. Innovative materials, distinctive designs, and new collections are the product of its attention to the various needs of clients, its professionalism when dealing with collaborators, and its continuous investments in research and development.
Thank you for being patient that I presented my company, but I need to present the company because otherwise people do not understand why we are dealing with sustainability and the approach that we have on energy consumption and whatever concern this world. Started to be sustainable not just because it was a politics idea of my matter. Proactive way to get out of a patent of our competitor that was in a way or another limiting our capacity to be on the market. So sustainability could also be driven by economic values that at the end nowadays are required by the customer itself. We started more or less 2008, so it's going to be the 10th year that we are working on these matters. It has been extremely complicated to drive to our first consumer, to our first customer, the idea that a more sustainable product with an easy measurable index could be something cool. Nowadays, consumer of the lower part of the market, or at least the more casual market, are more aware and more interested in this kind of matter, on the matter of sustainability. Luxury is getting into this kind of things in the past 2 years. That's why I have been working with Mauro and Camera Nazionale della Moda and, well, Sistema Moda Italia, which actually is the organization of all the textile in Italy, on those issues for the past 3.5 years, trying to find a common ground and settle standard for chemicals, standard for emission, trying to understand how to measure our impact in order to at least have a base and start moving forward. The clever idea that we had at the end was a way to skip process. I have to make it simple because otherwise it's too technical, but the idea that we had is to revise our process and to revise all the classic knowledge of textile in order to make it more short and more effective. And this at the end represents a way to skip process and at the end consume less. If you don't make a passage, you don't burn oil, you don't use water, you don't use chemical. But it has been something that has been achievable because we had on our side university, on our side Institute of Research that were doing this kind of research, even though the industry was not asking for this kind of things. Nowadays, starting from that point, we shift to efficiency in terms of technology, because we have been preferring in the past years more disruptive approach in changing our way of producing. Nowadays, I think that we have still a lot of things to do in order to be the most efficient and the most last technology available. But it's a thing that has a limit. It has a limit, and we are looking for the next step, which actually will be step up that the entire supply chain will do all together, because we have to change the entire way of producing, because otherwise we are just one player without the entire supply chain. We won't be so effective and so changing so good to change the impact of the overall technology. I just want to present you, so just to understand how stupid or how simple could be an innovative process, and then I will give the word to Mauro, because it's really important to present to you that right now, if we want to change a thing at the end, we did something that Simone explained it. So we are trying to collect different point of view from the different industry of the fashion in order to change, to change the sector. It's the only thing that we can do at the end.
In the industrial textile production process, the preparation of weaving, dyeing and finishing are fundamental for giving textiles their appearance and quality, but also have a very large environmental impact due to their water and energy consumption and the use of polluting substances. Sometimes all one needs to do is to change one element of an overall process to achieve amazing results. Canepa Evolution, in collaboration with CNR ISMAC Laboratories, has patented an innovative process which will revolutionize the world of textiles and fabrics, in particular textile finishing. By recycling the exoskeleton of crustaceans, a waste byproduct of the food industry, one obtains chitosan, a biodegradable substance which can replace PVA, polyvinyl alcohol, and acrylic resin for both water dispersion, sizing, and reinforcing yarn. The use of chitosan results in a substantial benefit to the environment. By applying chitosan across the whole supply chain, Canepa Evolution has changed the process of yarn and the fabric production as part of a sustainable environment, creating significant improvements for both end products and finishing procedures. Traditional sizing processes use the sizing agent PVA and acrylic resin to render yarn more resistant and easier to work with. For the super light fabric cashmere, the so-called artanota involves entwining a thread of PVA with a cashmere thread to strengthen it. The PVA is then removed with hot water in the final stages of the finishing process. During weaving, standard procedures then require the use of anti-static oils. With chitosan, not only do you not need to add any further substances, but the thread is also more resilient with fewer problems regarding peeling and anti-static, thus improving the performance of looms which have fewer stops while producing fabrics of the highest quality. Finishing, which consists of both preparation and actual finishing, is a phase that has always had a strong impact on the environment, involving a high consumption of hot water and chemicals. Thanks to the use of chitosan, we can avoid using large volumes of water and remove these chemical agents to obtain natural anti-pilling and an incredible degree of dimensional stability. The development of the Chitotex processes is excitingly pushing the industry towards a new era of textile finishing, which will be the subject of new studies and investments that Canepa is set to make in the near future. Canepa has already begun important studies, testing and deployment of industrial processes alongside leading companies in the textile field that are especially focused on research, innovation, and eco-sustainability. While in the artanota is required 70 to 80 degrees and a large amount of water to remove the PVA, polyvinyl alcohol, the Chitotex method allows for washing at 30 to 40 degrees without the use of chemical agents, reducing the consumption of water and energy by up to 95%. In addition, thanks to the natural ability of chitosan to bind the dyes, it reduces the consumption of these and dramatically cuts the use of detergents, bleaches, and other chemicals normally used during standard processing. In addition to the high savings of water and energy and the elimination of harmful substances, the textiles naturally acquire a number of characteristics, which are especially important for the world of furnishing fabrics and textile accessories, such as carpets, curtains, and sheets. Further, these offer excellent benefits to the health of consumers, such as bacteriostatic properties, which prevent the dangerous proliferation of bacteria, anti-static and anti-mite effects, important in improving hygiene and preventing allergenic dust. The fabrics produced with the new technology bear the marks Save the Water and Kitotex as certified by the Bureau Veritas and are produced in accordance to the standards set out in the Greenpeace Detox Protocol. The absence of dangerous substances is also certified by the Italian Tessile e Salute Association. Canepa also dedicated special attention to the production of silk with a new, even more eco-sustainable process. Another innovation filed on the 26th of October 2012 led to a new metacrylamide-free industrial process in the thread dyeing stage, which helped to eliminate metacrylamide, replacing it with a substance registered as non-toxic, biocompatible and harmonized, with a chemical composition which has also been approved by the US Food and Drug Administration. The new patent, developed and industrialized, produces a quality finish to the silk used for ties with a significantly lower impact on the environment. Comparing the new process with the traditional one, the material output is close to 100% compared to 80%. Residual waste is 0 compared to 20%. The silk does not turn yellow, unlike in the traditional process. There's no need to use whitening agents such as hydrosulfites, which are necessary in the traditional process. The finishing and drying process lasts 4 hours compared to 7 hours. 85 liters of water per kilogram of silk are required compared to 131 liters. 6 water changes are required compared to 9. The silk is under less stress, while in the traditional process the silk undergoes greater stress and is prone to peeling. The new process allows water and energy saving levels equal to 40%, with a consequent reduction of CO2 emissions to 40%. The results regarding water and temperature consumption are certified by INRIM. Less water waste, less use of energy, elimination of toxic chemicals, an increase in quality for a cleaner environment while improving the health of consumers are the results of Canepa's sustainable innovations.
Just to give you an idea of figures, because at the end we have to, give you numbers. We have been licensing this patent to other industry like the jeans industry here in Italy. And this small number that represent, that actually is the difference between 0.14 and 0.22. At the end is close to be 500,000 tons of CO2, because this is very multiplied by the 6 billion pair of jeans that are produced in the world, obviously. But we are talking about small reduction, but the problem is that everybody of us is buying a lot of garment, so we can make the difference at the end, even with slightly and small changes in our way of producing. This is the main message of what we are doing, even though we do not have the, let's say, we are not so foolish to say that we will change the world. We can just work on our part.
Evening. I'm sorry, but I don't speak English, so I speak in Italian. Sorry, perché sennò staremo qua 6 mesi, abbiate pazienza. Buonasera a tutti, sono Mauro Rossetti, sono direttore di Associazione Tessile Salute. In 3 secondi che cos'è? È un'associazione nazionale nata nel 2001 per occuparsi di sostenibilità chimica e ambientale, con i 2 risvolti che la materia ha, da una parte della tutela del consumatore e l'altra naturalmente della tutela dell'ambiente. Come avrete capito, Canepa è una realtà di punta, tant'è che lavoriamo con loro da sempre, ma sul mercato la sensibilità rispetto a questi argomenti è cresciuta molto molto lentamente nel tempo e sta crescendo abbastanza bene solo negli ultimissimi anni, voglio dire negli ultimi 2. Prima era un argomento davvero di pochi e noi come associazione siamo stati molto al di là della frontiera per anni, con tutte le criticità che ne conseguono, perché non era neanche facile stare sul mercato e sembrava di parlare al vuoto, salvo naturalmente con le aziende che invece avevano una vision molto molto diversa. La sostenibilità chimica di cui ci occupiamo ha a che fare anche con i risvolti, naturalmente, come avete sentito, di tutela dell'ambiente, nel senso di riduzione degli inquinanti piuttosto che riduzione delle emissioni in atmosfera, piuttosto che riduzione dell'uso dell'acqua e quindi del combustibile fossile di cui si parlava prima, per doverla scaldare. E questa partita però è in mano anche a noi come singoli cittadini, a noi come consumatori e poi fra un po' a voi, mi rivolgo ai ragazzi, come futuri artefici del mondo lavorativo. Non è una partita così lontana, filosofica, è assolutamente una partita concreta, è l'unica che ad esempio può salvare, lo dico brutalmente, i vostri posti di lavoro se vorrete lavorare in Italia o in Europa. Non ci sono altre partite che quella della sostenibilità per differenziare noi rispetto, se volete, al resto del mondo. E qui devo dire una così riguardo alla chimica, perché giustamente l'amico Alfonso ha parlato di un prodotto naturale che riduce di molto l'impatto ambientale e non è un prodotto di sintesi chimica, però tutti noi continuiamo a usare giustamente dei prodotti di sintesi chimica, perché sono a Venezia i vetri di Murano, se non mi sbaglio, senza l'arsenico non li avremmo mai avuti. È chiaro che se l'arsenico lo bevo qualche impatto ambientale, scusate, qualche impatto di salute ce l'ho, ma quello che voglio dire è che esiste una chimica seria, sostenibile, mentre esiste una chimica che inquina, naturalmente. Noi dobbiamo lavorare per la seconda, cioè senza chimica non vivremmo. Ho sentito prima parlare di naturale, di green, lo dico da tessile, va benissimo tutto, ma se dovessimo vestirci tutti solo di naturale non riusciremmo a vestire oggi 7 miliardi di individui e non ne vestiremo 10 magari fra un po' di tempo, cioè senza le fibre sintetiche non riusciremo a vestire tutta la popolazione del mondo, ma le fibre sintetiche ad esempio utilizzano il 4% del petrolio utilizzato al mondo, per cui non utilizzare quello e usare il cotone, noi non avremo più i campi per coltivare il grano. Quindi quando si parla di queste tematiche non bisogna mai soffermarsi alla superficie, ma bisogna andare a fondo davvero su qualsiasi aspetto. E gli aspetti sono tantissimi, che vanno dalla tutela della nostra salute, perché usando la chimica in modo sbagliato rimane qualcosa anche sulla mia camicia che può crearmi dei problemi, piuttosto che sull'impatto ambientale. E allora su queste tematiche io vi regalo 2 paroline importanti, ma che servono a ognuno di noi, anche come singolo cittadino. Noi dovremmo pensare, quando ci poniamo di fronte al consumo di qualsiasi bene che andiamo ad acquistare, di incominciare a richiedere di sapere di quel bene la tracciabilità della filiera e la trasparenza della filiera, perché noi abbiamo incominciato a occuparci di queste cose 10 anni fa e ad esempio con Canapa noi conosciamo tutto di Canapa, nel senso tutto, conosciamo tutti i fornitori di Canapa, tutte le singole sostanze chimiche utilizzate e anche le modalità di utilizzo. Cosa voglio dire? Che solamente se conosciamo una filiera intera produttiva sappiamo cosa succede al suo interno, basta che ce ne manchi un anello e noi non sapremo cosa è successo, però avremmo magari dei problemi enormi sia ambientali che di salute. Quindi dobbiamo conoscere la filiera, sapere le sostanze usate, sapere le modalità con cui vengono usate, tipo l'utilizzo del chitosano, che come avete visto ha ridotto tantissimo l'utilizzo di acqua e quindi l'utilizzo di combustibili fossili per andarla a scaldare. Quindi ci sono i modi di produrre sostenibili. E qui faccio un ultimo accenno al settore della moda. Noi dovremmo metterci tutti noi a non pensare alla moda sostenibile come qualcosa di poverino, artigianale. Mi è capitato qualche volta di finire anche a sfilate di capi etichettati green, ma che io ad esempio non mi avrei mai messo e che se avesse messo una gentile fanciulla non sarebbe stata bellissima. Quindi non è quella la moda a cui dobbiamo pensare, noi dobbiamo pensare di cambiare mettendoci del nostro quotidianamente tutta la moda e renderla tutta sostenibile. Allora, se quando pensavamo a queste cose 10 anni fa eravamo presi come dei visionari, oggi è la partita in corso. Cioè Tessile Salute da 2 anni e mezzo a sta parte è referente tecnico della sostenibilità, al di là della parte pubblica, quindi del Ministero della Salute piuttosto che del Ministero dell'Ambiente, del Ministero dello Sviluppo Economico, ma quello che conta è referente tecnico, quello che ha accennato prima Alfonso, di Camera Nazionale della Moda Italiana, voglio dire tutti i brand italiani, magari Prada, Armani, Gucci, Valentino, eccetera, eccetera, che sono tutti impegnati sul discorso della sostenibilità della filiera produttiva. È chiaro che siamo all'inizio di un percorso, non siamo alla fine, ma il fatto che il percorso si sia iniziato la dice lunga sul loro approccio, che detto brutalmente, è chiaro che non è un approccio che parte dal dobbiamo salvare il pianeta, è un approccio che parte dal dobbiamo tenere in piedi il business, ma tenere in piedi il business significa, lo dico da italiano, definire cos'è che differenzia la moda italiana rispetto ai competitor internazionali e cos'è che la differenzia al di là della qualità. La differenza è la sostenibilità, perché se io estremizzo, è chiaro che poi bisogna guardarci dentro e andarci a valutare singola azienda per azienda, ma l'Italia fa la miglior moda del mondo, non lo dico io, lo dicono i mercati, e per certi versi oggi è anche già la più sostenibile, perché siccome comincio ad avere i miei anni, quando ho cominciato a lavorare nel tessile, ma siamo alla fine degli anni 70, non c'era problema a sapere cosa faceva il vicino, bastava guardare fuori dalla finestra com'era lo stato del torrente. Voglio dire che non c'è nulla di nuovo sotto il sole, cioè quello che succede in Cina piuttosto che in Vietnam, piuttosto che una volta o 40 anni fa era l'ordinaria amministrazione in Italia. Non siamo più così perché è cresciuta enormemente la coscienza civica, ci è voluto del tempo ma è cresciuta enormemente la coscienza ambientale degli imprenditori, è cresciuta la legislazione in materia, per cui oggi le emissioni in aria e in acqua delle filiere produttive italiane sono estremamente controllate rispetto a qualche altro paese. Quindi è una partita complessa, si può assolutamente giocare, si deve assolutamente giocare, ci sono le aziende che la stanno giocando, vedesi Canepa, è chiaro che sono per ora poche, ma la stanno incominciando a giocare, però la dobbiamo giocare tutti noi, nel senso che ognuno di noi deve porsi di fronte al consumo chiedendo di avere quantomeno delle notizie, poi anche qua sarà un meccanismo che si metterà in moto per avere queste informazioni, perché io mi immagino qualcosina già c'è, che noi potremmo pretendere di avere, che ne so, ognuno di voi ha sicuramente un cellulare, di avere una smart label sul capo che andiamo ad acquistare, che ci dica qual è la filiera che l'ha prodotto, le modalità con cui l'ha prodotto, in modo da avere un consumo informato e consapevole. Forse sono stato troppo lungo, però ti ripasso la parola Alfonso. Grazie e scusatemi l'inglese.
I just want to add a short point. Most of the top market brands are right now asking to us to give them all the information about the energy consumption, because they started with APNL and all this kind of environmental balance sheet, especially one group, because at the moment is maybe the first mover, which actually is carrying on this part, because it's the one that at the end is collecting all the information, because if we want to measure the interest that the brand have in this kind of matter, we just see how they act and which kind of information they ask from us, which actually are the one that can provide this kind of data. Nowadays, they're most scared about consumer perception, most of them. They're most scared about consumer reaction in terms of whatever happens, social issues. They're starting to get interested in how much do I consume, and how could I consume less, and sell a better product in an holistic approach, touching all the different aspects, chemical, social, and environmental at the end. There are no standard. We are trying to develop standard with Camera della Moda and SME, but it's mainly a self-regulation, and this kind of process creates some confusion into the actor minds, because there are too much people that are asking things that are slightly different, but enough to start from the beginning every time. And that's it. Was just we need to testify this kind of issue, because otherwise companies just remain on their position and they don't see the possibility to make the changes at the end. And that's it.
Ancora un secondo. Perché Alfonso ha parlato di standard ci stiamo lavorando seriamente, perché sul mercato ci sono tantissimi standard, i più diversi e davvero alcuni anche incredibili. Invece quello che tutti noi dobbiamo cominciare a porci è che la sostenibilità deve essere misurata e comparabile, perché oggi sovente si parla di sostenibilità ma non è supportata da numeri, e quindi io non posso capire un'azienda rispetto all'altra o un prodotto rispetto all'altro. Noi stiamo definendo delle linee guida, degli standard a livello nazionale per cominciare a misurare davvero concretamente cosa succede nelle supply chain, e questo, che è una partita iniziata in Italia da Camera Nazionale della Moda Italiana, sta diventando una partita internazionale, perché le altre Camere della Moda, sto parlando del fashion di lusso, hanno riconosciuto la leadership a quelle italiane, perché adesso metteremo in piedi un tavolo di lavoro internazionale per definire delle linee guida univoche. È chiaro che non saranno le uniche, non saranno mai la Bibbia, perché sul mercato rimarrà sempre il mercato, però almeno vogliono avere l'ambizione di diventare un riferimento concreto e scientifico e misurabile, perché poi anche se chiediamo la Luna oggi magari assolutamente non è raggiungibile, ma se cominciamo a lavorarci, magari con la ricerca, come ha fatto Canapa, la Luna potremmo arrivarci tra un po'. Ecco, grazie.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If there is any question for these interesting topics, I mean, we move from the Arctic to the communication and then to the industries, which are really play a key role in the sustainability in the end. So, if there are no questions, I would do a few final remarks on that, just to have a take-home message of the day. I mean, we started from the polar regions and from the Arctic. Those places are highly vulnerable, as we have seen. A lot of things are changing up there. The climate is changing, and the effect on those environments are really, really tangible, and we can look at it every day. We know a lot of science has been produced out of these places, but we still need to do a lot about that. I mean, we still to continue the monitoring, we still to better know the processes, we need to reduce uncertainty that we have in the model project into the future. But if we don't know exactly how the process works, it will be difficult to understand how things will evolve. And I'm speaking now for the youngest here. As I say this morning, there is plenty of room in the back, as someone much more famous than me told many years ago. There are a lot of projects coming on in polar research, and we are waiting for new bright minds to carry on all that. And we saw that communication is important. Without visual communication, as we have seen in the exhibition in Tre Occhi, without communicating the right message in science, we can't do very much. And the target, of course, are the policymakers, but mainly the target for us as a scientist are to build bridges with the community, with the student, with the pupils as well. So that's our duty. And as we have seen, for polar region, is a global problem. Is on the Arctic, is on Antarctica, is on the third pole, the high elevation sites, but the solutions are regional. Are regional, as we have seen, I mean, in the supply chain, in industry that works carefully to reduce wastewater, to improve energy efficiency, to make a careful use of our natural resources. And this brings me in mind a magic word that everybody heard these days is non-circular and performance economies. We have to use things, we have to repair, recycle, not owning things, I mean, as far as we can. I mean, my tie I would like to own, but if it is a car, if it is something else, okay, we don't have to own necessarily a car. We can rent and leaving the property of the car to the company without making that. I think it was a very inspiring day for me. I mean, I'm a polar scientist. I learned a lot. I learned from this morning session for many colleagues, and this afternoon from other speeches. And it's time also to make some thanks. And of course, I want to thank the university who hosted us today. I want to thank the Paolo Solari Bozzi, who was the machine of all this. I had a phone call, as I told probably to you some month ago, and he put me in the loop, and thank you very much for doing that. I want to thank the Fondazione Venezia. Yesterday we had a wonderful visit at the Treocchi exhibition. I strongly recommend you. And of course I want to thank all the speakers because of the clarity and really all the effort that they made. I already asked them to send a presentation to me, so if you are interested to that, send me an email. You can find me Googling Barbante at University of Venice or whatever, and I will provide it to you. Thank you very much, and safe trip home, everybody. Thank you.